can you kind of just wind back how you ended up, kind of coming into our group, meeting this group, and the troubles you were having right at the beginning when you were trying to get to the convention and even to Cabo? Tell us a little bit about Rose.
First of all, my story's not over. It's not gonna be over until I'm literally sitting in the seat like y'all with all the people and agents and motivating and coaching. That's when my story will be over, when I'm doing nothing but coaching and traveling and inspiring others and having a team that's so big that I'm able to inspire the world. That's when my story's over. So I'm still going. So I just want to say that to anybody, because y'all, I'm totally not where I desire to be as of yet. And but what it was last year, as y'all know, a lot of agents had a lot of challenges getting deals. And I know sales, but I did not understand real estate. I got in it with a couple of people that they were seasoned in what they were in, and I didn't understand. So there was a guy, his name is Calvin from the Wealthy Group. And he was doing his event, because they always motivate me. They're one of the, outside of my group, they're one of the top groups that's under him. I think they're under you guys as well. So anyway, long story short, he said, who's not going to EXP Con? And everybody was like, I'm not going. I can't afford to go. And I was one of those people. And he said, if you can't afford to go, you can't afford not to go. He said, the only way you're going to get EXP is go to EXP Con, get there, get in the room, get an understanding of how to play this game and play it. If you don't do that, you're playing. Why are you with an EXP? That was his exact comment. I heard him. I literally for the first time I heard somebody, and I admired the person. So I was like, okay. So I asked my team, within the next time we got back on the car, I said, hey, can I sleep on somebody's floor? Can I, you know what I'm saying? Can I ride with somebody? If I get there, can y'all get me in? What can we do here? Let's figure this thing out. And so that's what happened. I got there. And when I got there, I was like, oh, I ain't knew how to play the game. It's just a whole nother machine. I saw so much. It was just like everybody, anybody who is not planning on going to EXP Con, please take this moment, get to EXP Con, because it's phenomenal. I am going, and I plan on taking others with me this particular time. But then right after I thought I had got the most of it, I saw you, Jay, and I said, what to do? You probably don't even remember. I said, hey, Jay, I said, I heard you was, I didn't even know who you was, sir. I was like, they had told me who you was, and I walked over there to you, and I was like, what you recommend to us? You said, get all the training that we got, do it, and just follow the rules. Don't try and reinvent the rule. Just follow what we taught you, what we've already laid out. I was like, okay, bet. So I went and sat down, and then there was one flyer. It was just one flyer sitting over on the food table, and it said, what did it say? No, they had talked about it, but I couldn't figure out how to spell Cabo because my spelling is atrocious. So every time I was trying to look it up, I couldn't spell it. I was like, the girl was like, I told you 3 times, it's Cabo, da da da. I'm like, damn, I can't spell this shit. I looked on the table, and it was one flyer that said Cabo. I said, this is for me. I felt like the universe had gave me the flyer. That flyer to this day, if we was at my house, y'all would see it. It's still sitting on my board. I said, I'm going to Cabo. So from there, y'all, I got deals, pulled myself out of foreclosure 3 times. I know, right? Didn't get a job, still just pushing deals.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Then after I did that, I got enough money to get myself to Cabo. Got to Cabo, and then I still got a deal that's very large. It's a $15 million deal. It's still moving. It hasn't closed yet, but I spoke to the people today. They're still moving forward. So until that closes, it is what it is. But I know it was my mindset that did it. It was me not giving up. But that's what I was telling y'all before we came. Anybody that listen to me, y'all, I don't have good days all the time. That's why I created Mindset to Millionaires. It's on Monday at 7 a.m. I'm helping you start your day with the right mindset, start your week with the right mindset. I don't want it at 7 p.m. I want it at 7 a.m. on a Monday. So when you go in, you coming in correct. You coming in hot. You getting the inspiration, the motivation, the things that's necessary to take you to the next level. And only you can do it. And like I just said, I had a health challenge that just showed up. And I was like, yo, I'm not taking that for an answer. Like, I don't have time to be sick. I gotta be a multi-millionaire. What's up? So that's the story. And I can't wait to see me push even further. But that's it. That's all. Let's go.
Rose, that is so freaking inspiring. And I thank you for sharing that. And fellas, it reminds me of Stringer, right? Stringer at his first EXP Con, he slept in his car and didn't tell anybody. And so being able to have that story, and no matter what, you get there and you get in the room. I forget, it might have been Hormozy or something. They were talking about the number one trait of billionaires is assertiveness. And you assert yourself into the situation, you assert yourself. And I look back in just periods of my life, and I look back to be like, well, why didn't they reach out to me? Right. And you slip into some of that entitlement, and then I have to just sit back and laugh and go, that's funny. That's not on them. It's on me. And I have to assert myself if I want to be able to do that. And Jay will tell you the number one metric that we used to pay really, really hard attention to when we first came over to EXP was how many people asserted themselves and got into his calendar doing three-way calls. So by you sharing your story and how you find a way, no matter what, you get there, you assert yourself into the conversation. That is just a trait and an attribute, for success. So that's awesome.